जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम जय राम जय जय राम
ಯಾಕೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ
श्री
ಬೇಕಾ?
राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय जय
राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम हरि तुम हरो जन के पे हरि तुम हरो जन के पे द्रौपदी की लाज राखी तुम बढ़ायो चीर द्रौपदी की लाज राखी तुम बढ़ायो चीर हरि तुम हरो जन की फेर मकुत कारण रूपन रहरी धर्यो आप शरीर मकुत कारण रूपन रहरी धर्यो आप शरीर हिरण्यकश्यप मारली हो धर्यो नादिर धीर हरि तुम हरो जन के पीर कूड़ते जग जरा जरा क्यों कियो बाहर लीना घोड़ते जग जरा जरा क्यों कियो बाहर नीर दासी मेरा लाल गिरधर दासी मेरा दासी मेरा लाल गिरधर तुम के हाथ आए हरे 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 तुम हर रोजन के ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಲ್ಲ ಬಾಗಿಲೇನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯೇನೋ ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯೇ ಕೂಗಿದರು ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ನರಹರಿಯೇ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯೇನೋ ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯೇ ಕೂಗಿದರು ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ನರಹರಿಯೇ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಪರಮ ಪದದೊಳಗೆ ಸದರನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ಸಿರಿ ಸಹಿತ ಕ್ಷೀರವಾರಿದಿಯೊಳಿರಲೋ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕರಿರಾಜ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಿಮೂಲ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂದು ಒದಗಿದೆಯೋ ನರಹರಿಯೇ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯನು ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯೇ ಕೂಗಿದರು ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ನರಹರಿಯೇ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಖಡುಗೋಪದಿಂ ಕಳ್ಳನು ಖಡುಗವನೆ ಪಿಡಿದು ನಿನ್ನೊಡೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲಿಹನು ಎಂದು ನುಡಿಯೇ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಮಸುತನ ರಾಣಿಗೆ ಅಕ್ಷಯ ವಸನವಾಯಿತೆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಜಮಿಳನ ಪೊರೆದೆ ಸಮಯ ಉಂಟೆ ಭಕ್ತವತ್ಸಲ ನಿನಗೆ ಆಯಿತು ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯೇನು ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯೇ ಕೂಗಿದರು ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ನರಹರಿಯೇ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಬಾಗಿಲನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯನು ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯೇ ಓಂ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗೈತಾ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಓಂ Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram,
जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम 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 जय राम Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam.
Hari Om.
We were trying to understand something about Papa's description of subtle and mysterious power. Whose name is Ram. Subtle and mysterious power, deathless and birthless. Then Ram is in all is in Ram, Ram is all in all.
Pervades and sustains the whole universe.
He is the
Pervades and sustains the whole universe.
pervades and sustains the whole universe. Very difficult for us to understand now.
Infinite power and infinite life.
I think we can start with ourselves to understand this meaning. When we say I, where do we locate that I? Right from the crown of the head till the tip of the finger. Anything happens, we identify I, my pain, my leg, my finger, my face, my head. And what is it that comes and says I?
Sense of individuality.
What is that? We don't want any word.
The feeling of pressure and pain.
The feeling of?
Pressure and pain.
Pressure and pain.
The feeling of pressure and pain is felt by whom?
I.
Myself.
Myself. Who is that myself? Where is he? Think, right from the crown of the head till the tip of our finger, I am very much there, pervading.
Yes, Swami.
Can I be located anywhere?
எந்த இடத்துல கொசு கடிக்க டக்குன்னு அடிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா?
எந்த கொசு கடிக்குது?
If the mosquito bites, we'll immediately.
ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಲೇ ഒന്നാമത് കൊശു അടിക്കപ്പാടില്ലേ. പപ്പാവ് ഡിവോട്ടി ആയിട്ട് കൊശു അടിക്കപ്പാടില്ലേ. അതിരിക്കട്ടോ. ஸோ நம்ம கொசு கடிக்கிறதுங்கிறது காலில் கடிக்கிறது இல்லை, கையில் கடிக்கிறது. நம்ம இம்மிடியட்டாக தட் மீன்ஸ் நான் அங்கே இருக்கேன், நான் அங்கே இருக்கேன். அந்த நான் இட் இஸ் ரிப்போர்ட்டட் டு தி some department and immediately the instruction comes, drive away the mosquito,
Yes, sir.
So that we are trying to understand, please concentrate on this. Right from the crown of my head till the tip of my finger, I am there. Can I be localized? Can I locate myself?
No doubt a small eye is just doing that.
You think a small eye is saying that?
No, the thing is, can I locate that?
No.
Location is according to the circumstances and the severity of the pain.
How can it be? How can it be? You are there, when you suppose you pinch your this thing on the head. You pinch on your tip. You say my head and my soul. Not SOUL, SOLE. Okay, then can I look? So that means he is pervading from here to there. Who? This I. Can we locate him in a particular place?
Cannot. Outwardly, it's not. Mysterious power.
When ourselves cannot locate, because at the same time we know he is there, no?
Yes, Swami.
Subtle and mysterious power. Please think. It is not for getting an answer we are telling. It might generate some thoughts, some understanding. I am there throughout my body, so in a particular place I cannot localize. And I can't tell what it is. It is there, that much I can say. What is it that complained that I had a mosquito bite? No. And again, just to stretch that, what is it that makes me to see? What is it that makes me, all my five sense organs? What is that? Don't try to answer.
We should submit ourselves and working of that infinite power.
It is a working of that infinite power.
Something like that.
Make me to feeling the consciousness.
Consciousness you cannot explain. You cannot explain. It is just a little more serious. That means from the crown of the head to the tip of my soul, I am pervading. But at the same time, that is the truth. I am there. But I cannot be localized. I cannot be identified. I cannot be identified, yes. But at the same time, I know it is there. Will that enable me to understand the subtle and mysterious power? We are trying to get an answer so that when we chant Ram Nam, we know what Ram stands for, So Papa has given all these clues. So we are now, I think probably it might help us. He says individual is the universal. Remember? So if we try to understand the individual, we might be able to understand the universal. So in the individual, we are trying to understand there is a sense of my being throughout the body. But I am unable to say what it is. I am unable to locate where it is. If we try to dwell upon this, probably we might get some clue about the silent mysterious power. Yes, according to Vivek Chudamani, there are two eyes, he said, one eye, the small eye and the big eye, and later on the small eye becomes one with the bigger eye. Suppose if I understand, if I try to ponder deeply about who really am I, probably we might get some clue to this word. Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. Birthless and deathless is He. He is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities due to their ever-changing forms. To wake up from this illusion of forms is to realize at once the unity or love of Ram. Love of Ram means love of all beings, all creatures, all things in the world, because Ram is in all is in Ram, Ram is all in all. To realize this great truth, we who through ignorance feel as separate individuals should submit ourselves to the will and working of that infinite power Ram, who is one and all-pervading. By a complete surrender to the will of Ram, we lose consciousness of the body, which keeps us aloof from Him, and find ourselves in a state of complete identification and union with Ram, who is in us, everywhere around us. In this condition, hatred, which means consciousness of diversity, ceases, and love means consciousness of unity is realized. This divine love can be attained by humbling ourselves to such a degree as to totally subdue our egoism, our self-assertion as a separate individual existence. Having reached this stage, we, by the awakened consciousness of unity or love, are naturally prompted to sacrifice all the interests that concern the body for the welfare of our fellow men and fellow creatures who are all manifestations of the same Ram. This was the great sacrifice of Buddha, of Jesus, and has been of Mahatma Gandhi in our own times. These three great men are the fullest manifestations of Ram, the great truth, the infinite love, Om Shri Ram. I think we know, all of us will be getting some clue, The one that is there from my head to the soul.
A great lead for real consciousness.
So when I try to do that, I will know that it is there, but I will not be able to say. Doesn't matter, we don't have to say that. This should enable us. We close our eyes and we may try to find out where from this eye comes. That may lead us to somewhere. Anyway, it will not lead us outside. We cannot, in this plane, we cannot say that exploration will be like this or like that. Because there are no thoughts involved there, no. Where from this I thought comes? How am I, when I get a pain in my finger, I am immediately asking, who is now complaining? Suppose I cut here and see, I will not be able to see that eye. So he is there. But at the same time, he is there, but I cannot say what he is. I think to some extent that the definition by slowly sinking in us. It's all deep.
நீ சொல்கிற ஜீவாத்மாங்கிறதுக்கு ரெண்டு ஜீவாத்மா பரமாத்மா
അല്ല മമത ചെയ്യണം അത് ഇത് സമ്മതമില്ലേ
இது இருக்கு சார்
തമിഴിലോ അത്
அத்தியாயம் 15 சாப்டர் 15 ஸ்லோகா 17
ഉത്തമ പുരുഷസ്ഥൻ അത് ശരി that is okay. What we are discussing is no, don't look at the book. If you look at the book, it will take you somewhere. Don't go. You are just concentrating on where from. Now suppose we have got some problem. Who is now telling that problem? That's all. Don't go to any books. Books cannot.
Within me also he is all pervading.
Slowly. Then, the question is, when you say within me also he is all pervading, and then what is that he? Can we explain?
He is not me.
Huh?
He is not me.
He is not me.
Who is that me? No, don't answer. We are not asking for question answers. We are trying to plumb deep within. What is that? We say I. Think about it. Go within. It cannot be answered. If you are answering, it is not the answer.
Okay.
Answering means that is going on at the intellectual level. Here we try to go beyond that because intellect cannot interpret the one which is now making us to talk.
Swamiji, that power is all pervading within me.
That much only we can say,
Yes.
So what is that power if we ask? What is that power? Can we explain?
No.
No.
Mysterious.
So that is called subtle and mysterious. Now we get an idea. In our own body, we don't know the power because of which we function as we. It is there, that power is there, but it is undefinable, inexpressible, anirvachyam. So then, are we getting some clue to Papa's definition?
Yes, we keep thinking like that, Swamiji. The limitation of the body seems so insignificant. The form, that power is pervading it. When we start thinking and thinking and thinking, how can the form ever limit it? So then automatically the thought of the body as a form starts getting kind of pushed behind.
No, we are trying to understand what is the subtle and mysterious power. Now you know there is a power from top. You cannot localize.
Then we try to think more and more.
You don't think.
Only think about that power.
Don't think.
The power which is there.
Don't think.
Don't think. Okay.
You are finding out the power.
And then that's what I'm saying, Swamiji. Then the limitation of the body is insignificant.
That is this question. Subtle and mysterious power.
Because the power cannot be limited in this form.
It is there now. Those are all the things which we have heard from outside.
No, when we think about it, we can feel that. Because if that power is there, how can the power get contained in just the form?
That is the next question. No, we are trying to understand what is that power. Again, let not the intellect take us further. What you said will become also a realization.
Swamiji.
That is why he said individual is the universal. If we can understand the individual, naturally the individual, the power cannot be contained in an individual frame. But if we say that now it is only an intellectual, what do you call, narration. No. What we want is when we do that, that revelation will come. That revelation will come because we are trying to attack the core, the I which is separating me from the Creator and the rest of the people. So when we are trying to find out that I, and the result must be, we can infer now, result must be that it identifies with the nameless, formless, with the unlimited. Anyway, it's a hypothesis. Let us not take it now. Let us try to understand. I think this is what Papa wanted us. The I, the sense of my being at the moment is all pervading in my body. But I am unable to locate where it is. That means he is all pervading. That much I can say. And what is it that? It is there 100%. Nobody need to tell us. It is there in you. We are 100% aware. But what is that? We cannot say.
That is I.
Huh?
That is I.
That is I.
Swamiji, in a battlefield, one Indian soldier was shot at by an enemy, and the Indian soldier, being a victim, at the last moment he exclaimed, "You are also God." That situation cannot come at that moment. It has come from him. How are we to take it?
അതെല്ലാം intellectual. Again we are slipping into, we are trying to understand this.
And that is also mysterious power only that made him say like that, isn't it?
Anga ponda. Let us not bring any book. അത് എங்கേയോ പോയിട്ട് ഇരിക്കും. ഇപ്പൊ ഞാനും പാക്കുന്നത് വേറൊരു ബുക്ക് താൻ, അത് തപ്പുത്താൻ. നമ്മ സ്വഭാവം அப்படி തന്നെ വരും.
எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண புறப்படாவ தெரிஞ்சிட்டலேன்னு அர்த்தம் சாமிஜி. எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணாக்க அது தெரிஞ்சிட்டலேன்னு அர்த்தம்.
கரெக்ட். சிம்பிள் ட்ரூத் அது. In each one of us there is an individual self and an eternal self. The individual self is the I and the eternal self is the witness of this I. When we use the word I, our finger points towards our body. Actually, it implies a profound reality hidden inside our psychophysical system. In the absolute sense, it refers to the reality that witnesses the I. That is the eternal self. But in your deluded state, I is understood as the individual self. So this pronoun I has a profound meaning. It is an important datum needing serious investigation. The I is in mundane affairs, eating seeds. In this way it goes on moving until one day it realizes that it is one with the witnessing self and that it never existed separately. What existed was the supreme witnessing self alone. The little I was only a reflection of the witnessing self. Achha, okay. Now this is help us to know that if we can understand, if we try to, when we chant Ramnam, we are chanting the name of our own self. This is what Papa says. So what is that self? Now we are trying to understand that self. He is all-pervading throughout this body, but I am unable to say that he is this, he is that, but he is there. So it is mysterious, he is subtle. And when I come to this stage, when he is subtle and mysterious power, do I stop? If we don't stop, further digging goes on. And then let us see what is the result. Because who is plumbing deep? You cannot say that. But it happens. We feel now, we don't know whether we are right, we feel now that Papa used the word great void first because of this. When we plumb deep within to go to this subtle and mysterious power, what happens? It is that expression has come out in the form of great void. The stillness. So let us keep this in our mind. We will go to the first chapter. Are we Are we some hints from this text? Truth. He says, what is the heading? O Ram, the truth, the love, the goal of human perfection. All hail, hail, hail. The first and foremost clarity an aspirant need while in quest of God is to have the right concept of God addressed to my beloved Papa as Ram. This can be gained from this article. Ram stands for truth. That means that which always remains. The truth has no name and form. Only name and form changes. That mysterious power, we will come to it. Love means absence of otherness. There is no otherness, One stupendous whole. The goal of human perfection, a state of completeness, flawlessness, or supreme excellence. All these things might give us some idea. Purnam. And subtle and mysterious power. The creative force in a seed. When a seed is kept on a table, nothing happens. When the same thing is now sown in a conducive atmosphere, after a few days it sprouts. Even the seed which we had placed on the table contained that creative power. We understand now. That creative power cannot be located in a seed. That creative power is not seen, perceptible to our eyes. If we smash this, we will not be able to see him. Got little agricultural background, they will be able to understand it better. We sow the paddy seed, it sprouts. After 20-21 days, we pluck it and then transplant it in another place. If we allow it to grow, it will also bring some grains, but productivity will be very, very, only one tiller, one tiller can bring. But when we do this, it will have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 tillers. Each tiller will have so many. That is why this transplanting takes place. And we may get not one grain, so many grains. And not only so many grains, we get the fodder. All from a tiny little paddy seed. The same paddy, we were all doing it, So when we harvest, some portion we will keep it for seeds. Rest of the things we will use it. Or some we may sell it also. Say, quarter kilo of அதுதான் இப்போ ஒரு நார்லேருந்து ஒரு நென்மணிலேருந்து ஒரு நார் வருது. அதை தூக்கி நம்ம நாட்டிப்பணி பண்ணுறத அதுலேருந்து நிறைய டில்லர்ஸ் வருது. ஓரோ டில்லர்லேயும் ஓரோ கதிர் இருக்கும். ஓரோ கதிரிலேயும் 50, 60, 100, 150 grains இருக்கும். All these things have come from that tiny little seed. Creative force புரியறதுக்கு ட்ரை பண்ணுறோம். And suppose we smash that, we will not be able to see that. Suppose we cut that, we will not be able to see that. But now we know it contains that creative power. It is subtle and mysterious power. Okay, next, sustaining power. So many planets are there, no? They are not colluding each other. The sun is there, the moon is there. So many, through nakshatra we find. Our Jyotish Shastra has taught us 9 Navagraham. That they were able to locate. But they don't, they are sustained, Even when an occasion comes, which we call it as eclipse, when one trespasses the other territory, even then it does not fall, Sustaining. Where it is, it remains there, That which motivates towards constant change. Seed to seedling, seedling to plant, plant to tree, tree to flowering tree, flowering tree to fruition tree. That which motivates towards constant change. Overall intelligence. To know that each one is different. So the seed gives this intelligence also. There is an orderliness,
That is a blueprint, Swamiji.
Think about it. We are trying to understand Papa's word, Not a tall word. We thought it's a tall word, we just mug up and repeat, that's all. Now we are trying to understand that with whatever he has provided. And every time we know we cannot go beyond certain. Intelligence. Think about it. Same bed, same same soil, same sun, SUN, same gardener, same manure. We plant different seeds. Each one has different types of taste. Where from it came? So all the common factors are one and the same, but there is one intrinsic characteristic, that is called intelligence. It doesn't compromise. The sweetness in the sugarcane, the spiciness in the chilies, the sourness in the tomato, the bitterness in the bitter gourd, all in the same kitchen garden. All inputs are the same, but outputs are different. So there is another factor that decides apart from the inputs, which we can name it as intelligence. We don't know how far it's got. This is how at the moment we get that idea. Overall intelligence, goodness. What is goodness? Again, we have to go deep. What is kindness? What is beauty? Ever present, all pervading essence or spirit, which binds everything in the universe together and gives life to everything. Subtle and mysterious power. It covers the entire universe, so we are trying to understand it from our individual standpoint. Self-effacement. Beloved Papa emphatically states that the above can be well understood by humbling ourselves to such a degree as to totally subdue our egoism, our self-assertion as a separate individual existence. Self-effacement. So if we are not in a position to understand, that means only it can be possible only by self-effacement. Selfless service. Having reached this stage through an awakened consciousness of Ram, we will be naturally prompted to sacrifice all the interests that concern the body for the welfare of our fellow men and fellow creatures who are all manifestations of the same Ram. Having reached, because we have not reached it, we will not be able to understand. So let us not break our head. Let us try to reach that state. The 5 and 6 can be understood only when we start on the journey. Sitting now, we will not be able to, we will only be discussing. Beloved Papa emphatically says that the above can be well understood by humbling ourselves. And these are all some of the points. And with this background, we go from chapter to chapter. Now, we feel we don't have to go by chapter to chapter. If you can understand this, that there ends the matter, no? Great void, that word also is here.
Otherness இல்லாத ஒரு பொருளை எப்படி சிந்திக்க முடியும்?
Otherness?
How do you think about the otherness?
Thought, only when the thought is there, otherness is there. Thought is the one says, he. The other is the other. During our deep sleep, there is no otherness. But there we don't know who really we are. Here we have been promised by Mahatmas who have scaled the heights that there won't be any thought. At the same time, it is not a sleeping condition. That is what is called otherness. And when we have tasted and established it and come down to the individual level, that will be there as a subconscious state. And so outwardly also we will try to expand to the extent possible. That is what we have seen in the lives of Mahatmas.
I mean, witness conscious, we realize that is the real self.
You cannot say what it is.
Never. Because how to explain myself?
That is the problem, no? When we know that we cannot explain this self, then we have to believe first and then go. Today, one friend was telling us there was a family very near to us. The old mother prepares the garland to be placed every day to Lord Rama in our Rama temple. Every day morning, even when she was 90 or 92, she herself prepares. So a week back, this friend happened to see her, very close, very affectionate. So he asked, Amma, you are happy, no? Do you need anything? She said, I don't need anything. The only prayer is, even on the last day before he calls me, I must be able to prepare the garland for him. And after 3 or 4 days, morning, she passed away. So when this friend went there, calm and quiet, but very near, she has prepared the garland. She said, even on the last day, I must prepare the garland for the Lord. The height of bhakti, no?
Swamiji, just like Papa said, the subtle and mysterious power listens to your prayer. Yes, Swamiji.
Think about that bhakti, no? Her, because she was leading such a life, when Papa says, in the first article, self-effacement, selflessness, then be remembered. It need not necessarily as the intellect defines now. In order that we get a clear-cut idea, he is placing before us these concrete experiences, where the lady, she does not talk of philosophy. To her only this, my life is only to prepare. She had a family. After family, even during the family, she was continuing, we were told. And afterwards, the responsibilities were over. Then her only idea, concentration was to prepare this and give to him. So the mind was fully engaged in that only. With that, a culture developed in her that she was able to detach herself from everything. The mind became so pure because of the self-effacement. No grumbling, no complaint. And if at all there is a desire, only this desire that on the last day also I should be able to prepare. Because the heart was so pure, he facilitated. Recently, so self-effacement, selflessness, which we read. Beloved Papa emphatically states that the above can be well understood by humbling ourselves to such a degree as to totally subdue our egoism and our self-assertion as a separate individual existence. Selfless service. Having reached this stage, through an awakened consciousness of Ram, we will be naturally prompted to sacrifice all the interests that concern the body for the welfare of our fellow men and fellow creatures who are all manifestations of the same Ram. That was the only vocation she had, no? Tulsi Mala, she has kept it ready. Only yesterday we were remembering. During Puja Swamiji's 16th day, big crowd. Previous day also it was raining. I don't know whether you all remember. Next day it is cloudy. 8 to 10,000 people are expected. 500 sadhus, more than 500 sadhus, 100 sannyasis, we organized a Pada Puja and fed them. All of them have come from different. There is a function in the Panjavadi. Part of the mind was telling there should not be any rain, there should not be any rain, there should not be any rain. So Dr. M.R. Nambiar came. I told him, rain. Varuna Bhagavan should bless us. Spontaneously he suggested. In Trivandrum, there is a Pavangadi Vinayaka temple. Ask somebody to offer one coconut there. Immediately we did it. Chidambarayar, who was in charge of the temple management. At about 9:30, 10 o'clock he came. The meeting is yet to start. Looking at me, he entered. It was he who arranged for the Adiga, who cooks, a noble person. So he said, don't worry. I have told Ram. If it rains, this is how he showed me his hand. If it rains, the black mark will be on you only, okay? You have arranged all these things, you are asking people, and they hear, suppose you rain, mind you, it will be a black mark on you. I have left the chit there. A beautiful poem in Malayalam, very touching poem. And so Chidambarayar was confident there won't be any rain. There was no rain till 3 o'clock. After the last batch was also served, it started raining. I was trying to understand. When the selflessness, everybody, whether it is Chidambarayar or Dr. M.R., the spontaneous telling, that means welfare of all. Papa says, for the welfare of all fellow men and fellow creatures. So when such a deep-rooted, 100% pure, sincere prayer comes, it is heard. So in this first page, when we try to understand, all these things are becoming clearer and clearer, and he is now making us to weave in those experiences so that we get a better idea. So that the intellectual churning, apart from intellectual churning will drift away from the reality. So that we will keep it alive. And then we try to see, the subtle and mysterious power will definitely hear this, provided these conditions are met with. Self-effacing, selfless. என்னது கனெக்ட் ஆகுதுயா கனெக்ட் ஆகணுமே அந்த இன்டெலெக்ட் சம்மதிக்காது அதை தட்டி நீக்கணும்
சுவாமிஜி கனெக்ட் ஆகிறது கூட தெரியறது இல்ல சுவாமிஜி
அது தெரியணும்னில்லை
அதுக்கு ராமநாமம் ஓடிட்டு ராம் நல்லா ஜபிக்கணும் மனசு
அது ஜெபிச்சுன்னே இருக்கும் அதே ராமநாமம் தானே இப்போ ப்ராம்ப்ட் பண்ணுறது இதெல்லாம் என்னோட கரெக்டாக நீங்கள் புரிஞ்சுங்கோன்னு ஆமாம் அதர் வேர்டு subtle and mysterious power. That you can say with the available equipment I am unable to become aware of that. Please make me aware of it. Ultimately we will come to this prayer only. With all the tools, with all the wisdom, with all the facilities, I tried. But I cannot go near you. So unless you decide to reveal even, I cannot. through this prayer. This is what the first chapter says. This is how it is connected to the first chapter. Where is rest? Where is prayer? Where is?
Where is rest? Where is peace?
Huh?
Where is rest? Where is
For nearly a year, Ramdas struggled on in a world full of chaos, anxieties, and pains. It was a period of terrible stress and restlessness, all of his own making. In this utterly helpless condition, full of misery, where is relief? Where is rest? This was the heart's cry of Ramdas. The cry was heard. Just like Chidambare's prayer, just like the suggestion to offer one coconut. If it is for my benefit, different.
self-interest?
all of his own making Bhagavan கொடுக்கறதல்ல all of his own making புரியலையே அது
பகவானே கொடுக்கறதான் பகவானே கொடுக்கறதாக தெரியணுமே நமக்கு சொல்லறதுக்கு தானே நம்ம சொல்கிறோம் பாக்கியெல்லாம் நான் தானே செய்கிறேன் அதெல்லாம் மிஸ்டரிங்கிறது we know the goal but we don't know the goal இல்லையா we know that only by his will everything happens but still next minute I will assert my will இல்லையா ஆமாம் அப்போ அது we have understood intellectually, we have not understood experientially. So whenever, for somebody we will always go to this, but for ourselves we know, the fellow will not go. Your money is my money is my money.
ஆமாம்
நம்ம ரெண்டு பேரும் விவரம் என்ன இருக்கு உங்கள் பைசா என் பைசா தானே ஆனால் என் பைசா என்னோட பைசா தானே
Science has gone to such an extent that it can explain this mysterious power. Explain means that power is there. They have cut the atom into two and have taken half of it somewhere miles away. And here they are able to rotate in this half, they rotate the broken atom. The atom which has gone so many miles without any connection, without anything, there turns in the opposite direction. This has been experimented. I am just stating that mysterious power which is there is unexplainable.
That is right. But that is, we are trying to understand the knowledge from the material aspect. Here we are trying to understand from the spiritual aspects. That knowledge will not help us to know the mystery. Just like a seed does not, we cannot see the creative force in the seed. We were all agriculturists, planters. So many decades we were with that. Right from bringing nursery of coffee plant, nursery of pepper, nursery of so many, right? We ourselves prepare, and then we nurture, we develop it, and then it becomes when economic bearing starts, when we start getting the coffee or pepper, everything we know, okay. But we know that I cannot see the creative power in the coffee seed. The same coffee seed, when I keep it at home, it will not sprout. And nowadays when we start thinking, where from it has come. So it has come from the first seed. We don't know first seed. So it must have from God also must have done it. Acha, then you roast the coffee seed. A beautiful aroma comes. It has got medicinal value. In homeopathy, there is a medicine called coffea. Coffee helps us. Suppose we have got acute cold or tired, first class, half a glass of coffee when we take, it vitalizes, boost. So, who has given that power? No? It is there. Can I see that? I don't know. So, subtle and mysterious. So, Ram, like that, if I cannot see that in a tangible thing, see it. How can I try to understand this, the intangible one, where I don't know my seed? Think about all these things. We may not get any reply. We don't expect any reply, but that process might give us something, some direction toward the goal, the goal of human perfection. And one devotee, just before we started, was explaining that she suddenly felt the sound, okay? Where from the sound comes? Oh, there is no sound now. No, oh, how does that sound come? Where from the sound come? Don't answer. Try to understand. Papa has helped us with one clue. Through the sound, enter into the
Silence.
stillness within you. That also may throw some light on this question. Let not our intellect play the part. We try to see this. Oh. We try to plumb deep. The moment we talk, the sound comes. And even if I don't talk, I can hear my sound. So the thought gives me the sound also. When I mentally chant, I hear. Outwardly, we may not hear. I can hear. Where from it comes? And nowadays, of course, Papa is showing some signs by which, you get some clarity. Every now and then he used to observe Maun. And now we are slowly trying to understand that Mauna is a forum, is a stage which helps us to go within all these things. In the midst of various activities, it is difficult. Even if we start, somebody comes, your mobile rings, some urgent need arises, something, something is on the oven, it will get overheated, so you get disturbed. But on a Mauna day, or when you are in solitude, when you are free from everything, no bounding. What I mean is, it is not a structured Mauna. In structured Mauna, there are still limitations. This Mauna, what we are talking is unstructured. It comes from the individual and spends individually. Here also now for the past 14, 15 months, Papa has been facilitating one day Mauna on second Sunday of every month. Though there is a broad guideline, every time we are prompted to say that anyone can choose any form. But in order to put us on the line, we need some discipline, so we have put session, second session, third session, fourth session, like that. So that ultimately we may be able to come out of this boundary. By that time the mind would have been trained, to concentrate on the sound, to concentrate on the breathing, to concentrate on the different functionings of our sense organs, to concentrate on the hearing, like that, to become aware of the witness consciousness, And for that, during our walking session also, we try to concentrate on one thought at the exclusion of all other thoughts. That means we don't look at each other. We just first walk. We try to concentrate how the left leg lifts, the right leg keeps the body balanced, right leg lifts, left leg. So in this, we are trying to arrest all other thoughts and concentrating upon the mysterious action that is going on without any of our knowledge. Like that. So the Mauna, that is why we said early morning, after our bath, before we meet anybody, 5 or 10 minutes if we set apart for this, probably we might get some more clarity on all these vital, profound, subtle truths. We pray to him to bless us with that. Hari Om. More about it tomorrow. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai.
Hari Om, Pranam Swami.
Pranam.
Hari Om Swamiji. Namaskaram Swamiji.
Pranam.
Pranam Swamiji.